are, most likely we're live, even though it doesn't show it on my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and assume we're live and give it to you, Lisa.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lee. So I am so happy to be here today with another Facebook Live interview, a business spotlight, and someone who I have grown to truly admire in the last year that I've been working in Santa Clarita Valley. She's legendary in the Santa Clarita Valley. Her name is Nola Aronson. She's with Advanced Audiology, and we're going to learn from her. So every week, Lee Gray and I have a business spotlight interview in which we talk to business owners and ask them about who they are, what they do, and how they serve. And especially during COVID, how they've pivoted, what they've learned, and then what they can impart to other business owners and entrepreneurs so that they can be successful at this time. So my name is Lisa Raggio. I'm with One True North Leadership and Business Coaching Solutions in Santa Clarita, and my brother is my business partner. And we focus on business owners and organizational leaders discovering and living their why and finding their one true north and helping them with all the things that are necessary to start their business and run their business and grow their business. And that's a little bit about me. Lee, how about you?
Well, thank you, Lisa. And it's so great to get to meet you, Nola. The research that I did on you before the interview makes me really anticipate getting to know you better. I'm Lee Gray with Action Coach Business Coaching, located in Wichita, Kansas. And for those of you on the West Coast, that is where the Yellow Brick Road resides. I have been a coach for about 5 years. We work with business owners and executives to help them take control of their business and their lives. And I wanted to, at the end, you're going to let us give contact information. I do want to let people know that starting next Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Time, we're going to be doing a free event that lasts for a half an hour with anyone who wants to join that's a business owner or an influencer or a business executive. We're going to be sharing some best practices in a real quick, fun way. So I want to make sure people have access to that if they want to. So you can have it back, Lisa.
Super. Well, before we ask Nola some questions, I want to read to you a little bit about her background and bio, and you can find an extensive one on her website. It is definitely worth reading, and I want to share with you some highlights. So Nola Aronson is the CEO of Advanced Audiology. She has a master's degree in audiology and holds certifications of clinical competence from the American Hearing and Speech Association and the American Academy of Audiology. She is licensed by the state in audiology and hearing and dispensing. She has practiced audiology in Los Angeles County for over 40 years, and 33 of those years have been in Santa Clarita Valley. Her professional affiliations include the American Academy of Audiology, American Hearing Aid Associates, American Speech and Language Association, and California Academy of Audiology, and the California Speech, Language, and Hearing Association. She is a member of the California Academy of Audiology and, as a member of its board of directors, represents audiologists throughout Southern California. Nola is a philanthropist, and each month, listen to this, Lee, each month takes 10% of her hearing aid sales and donates them to a different nonprofit. There are about 100 nonprofits that all need help. Nola and her business have won many awards. Please look at her bio to see all of them from the community, including being honored by Senator Scott Wilk as Business of the Month. And Nola is a breast cancer survivor whose motto is, she loves to help others in any way she can, lead better social lives, and be able to communicate better in all of life situations. With that, welcome, Nola Aronson.
Thank you.
So
Nice
this
to
is
see both of you.
Yes, great to see you. Great that you're here. So Nola, I read your background, but we'd love to know information about your business in regards to who your target market is and what are your specialties, and really, why did you go down this path? What's your why?
Okay, so I started off as a special education teacher, and many of the children that I worked with had speech and language problems. And so I decided that I was going to be a speech therapist. So when I moved to California, I went to Cal State Long Beach to get my master's degree. And while I was doing it, I took a pediatric audiology class and I got my answer right away. And I decided this is really what I want to do. I want to be able to help people right away, give them a solution, and let them get on with their lives and have a better life. So I specialize in difficult to test children. A lot of handicapped children come to our office, and where nobody else can get test results. And we service people of all ages, of course. It used to be our biggest population was 80 years and older. Now our population starts at 55.
Wow.
And the reason why it starts at 55 is we have the baby boomer generation, and we all listen to very loud music. And we also have been in wars and around a lot of guns and very noisy. The world is really noisy. So fortunately for all of us, one of the solutions are hearing aids. Now that's not a good word. Hearing aids are have that social stigma. Oh my goodness, I'm getting old. I can't wear a hearing aid. But nowadays, hearing aids are Bluetooth devices. So I always tell everybody, look, this is your new Bluetooth headset. They're so small. They're about this big. You don't see them. You can get them in really fun colors. It can match your hair. You wouldn't even know you had them on. Whereas most people wear Bluetooth devices because we have to be hands-free. So they wear this big thing out of their ears. You go for a walk, you have to have your earbuds, you have to have wires, you're connected. With a hearing aid, you don't need any of those things. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I wanted to wear a hearing aid myself just because it connects to your music, connects to your phone, connects to audiobooks, connects to the TV, all wirelessly. Mm-hmm. And there's a hearing aid out that translates 26 different languages.
Oh my gosh.
Now they're called healthables, not hearing aids. They're healthables. They have all the health things in them. They count your steps. They count your brain activity, like how active are you, listening versus talking. They have fall detection in them, like a Fitbit. You don't have to wear an extra device. So a lot of my older seniors, the kids are buying them, you know, a smartphone or a smartwatch, because now they can do all of these different things. You can connect and you can tell, it has a connection for caregivers. So if their batteries are going to go dead, now they can tell the caregiver, hey, the battery's going dead, get over there, you know, kind of thing. So it's amazing that these tiny little devices are able to do as much as they're able to do. And the biggest change, because really we're getting them for hearing, but the biggest change is understanding in background noise and the clarity that they have now, like natural hearing. I have my experienced users and they all say to me, is there something on? I don't feel like it's on. I don't hear anything, because you don't any longer hear that amplification noise. Wow. It's very smooth. And they're getting better and better, like I said. Now, the biggest thing is what's happening is there's all these advertisements on TV. They're saying, you can get these hearing aids for $299. Why spend $5,000 when you can get the same hearing? Do people really believe that? You can't even make a hearing aid of quality for that price. The hearing aids are a very small percentage, yet they've spent all this money on research and discovery. Now, not only that, but I get people going to the big box store because, oh, it's cheaper. So what they're doing actually is they're buying a commodity. They're not buying a medical device. And that's where advanced audiology comes in. Now, all the time, people go there and they spend their $2,000 at the big box store. And one by one, they all come back to me.
Wow.
It didn't work. It didn't work. You have to understand how to program these devices.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have 40 years experience, and I was around when we had little screwdrivers with hearing aids. I hate to say how old I am. You know, I understand all the problems that a hearing aid can have, because I had to live all those problems where I really couldn't help anybody. And now I can actually help people. So it's very, very exciting to me. I mean, why would I still be doing this after all of these years?
Yes.
What I live for is I live for changing people's lives.
Wow.
When that smile comes on from the wife in the room going, oh my God, you gave me my husband back. It's like we were on our honeymoon.
Wow.
And they start crying and, oh my God, I heard the birds for the first time. I never knew I was going to hear all these things again. I just thought I had to live with this.
Right.
When you hear those stories, I always tell people, don't buy a hearing aid from me unless I have changed your life. When you tell me that I made your life better, you can pay me for the hearing aid. Otherwise, don't take it and give it back. I'm not here to sell you a hearing aid. I am here to give you a solution to the problem that you came to see me for. And that is what I do.
You are so clear on your why and on your niche. If that's the valuable lesson we get out of this, is that I hope the universe hears. If everyone can be as clear as you are about your why and your niche, who you serve and why, we're going to be successful in business, because nothing's getting in your way, Nola.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
And the guarantee. I mean, listen to the guarantee that Nola's offering. You know, if it doesn't change your life, then, you know, that's what she's guaranteeing. This is going to be a lifesaver and changer for you. Nola, I want to make sure that we find out from you too about how you pivoted during COVID in a global pandemic and what it is that we've been enduring. I remember talking to you, Paul and I, early on, and there were some things that, you know, Nola just is commendable for what it is as a business owner in her responsibility for being a business owner. So can you share how your business has been impacted and some things that you've done to pivot in regards to COVID?
Well, first of all, I do want to thank Lisa and Paul with their action coaching, because they really helped me out a lot. They really know their business. And during this time, they had a lot of Zoom meetings and they met with me personally. They spent time with me. And because of COVID, they didn't charge. They gave up their time. And if you need anything to help you in your business, I would definitely call Action Marketing One True North and meet with Lisa and Paul. So I have to say that, because you guys really did help me a lot in my pivoting. Now, it was kind of a shock that hearing was not considered an essential business. And to this day, I still do not believe that that was true. I think our associations and whatever, I think we got swept under the rug, as we do when it comes to hearing in the first place. People will run and they'll go get eyeglasses and they want to see. But what happens when you can't hear? I mean, hearing is connecting you to people.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that not important and essential? So I had to think, okay, I had to close my business for 3 months, 3 months of no income, but I did not let any of my employees go. I have 10 employees, but I said, okay, you guys, the people out there, our patients, they need us. They still need us even if we're closed. And so I want everybody to call all of our patients and see how they're doing, see what they need, see if they're okay, even if it means groceries or whatever. We went to people's houses. We fixed their hearing aids at their house. They left their hearing aid in a cup outside their house.
Gosh.
We sent over 500 patients batteries and hearing aid supplies. I paid for all the postage in hopes that I was helping people hear better and they would remember what advanced audiology has done for them. And then my husband and I couldn't have my employees coming to work because if they got sick, I would be in trouble. So my husband and I saw people outside of our office. They would call us up and we would take their hearing aids and fix them for them so that they can hear. And so many people are losing their hearing aids because of the mask. And they pull the mask off and the hearing aids go flying. And so many people. So we had to replace them. So, you know, that's how we've had to pivot. And it's been very difficult. People, especially now in California, we have this heat, fires, the air quality bad. This is a challenge. And those of us who can pivot and do things differently are going to rise to the top. But I am never going to let my patients down and not allow them to hear. So whatever it took, we were there when everybody else was closed. People from the VA that get hearing aids through the VA, which I also want to say, we can provide hearing aids from the VA when you tell the VA you would like to come see us. And we give those hearing aids for free, just like the VA. They provide us with the hearing aids and we fit them. And, but the people that were going to the VA that got their hearing aids at the VA was closed for months. Well, their hearing aids broke too. So I helped them also. Wow. We were the only ones opened and we were there for everybody. So
you're an example, Nola. You know, Lee, when we first started with the pandemic and we were talking about, you know, now we need to pause in regards to sales, but we can serve. We need to go into fourth gear for service. And when you talk about what Nola has done and how she pivoted and how she rose to the challenge that she faced, it's one of the things that we recommended that she did just instinctually, calling all the patients, checking to see how they're doing, of what it is that she organized to go and fix the hearing aids using, you know, best practice when it comes to safety and so on. You have been nonstop. So even though, quote unquote, your business closed, you guys didn't stop serving. You went into fifth gear for service.
That's right. And what people don't realize that I try to explain, and I'd really like to get across, it's the service that makes the hearing aids cost more. It's not the hearing aid itself. It's not a commodity. It's being there for you. We're there all the time. Plus, Stephen and I, my husband, we both work in the business. My husband has an hearing loss. He can hear great. Nobody even knows he wears hearing aids, except for me.
Right.
But you know, we're there for everybody when other people weren't. They didn't care. Okay.
You were just sorry to interrupt, but what I keep hearing you say is, back at the beginning, you said you give people a solution no matter what, and that didn't change just because your doors closed. You walked the walk. You kept walking that walk, Nola, with what it is that you're so passionate and you believe in. And you can't make that go away.
Right.
But if it doesn't exist, it doesn't happen, and it clearly exists in your business.
Yeah.
Right. So I want people to realize I did not make a cent through all of the things I did to help people. I did not charge them. I did everything for free. And now I need to recover. So, you know, when it's hard to hear, another thing that's happening out there to all audiologists who have gone to school for at least 8 years, I want to tell the difference between, in the state of California, you can sell a hearing aid just by getting trained somewhere and taking a test. You do not have to have an education.
Wow.
So you need to know the difference between an audiologist who has a doctorate after their name, or myself, I have a master's degree because it's been so many years. I was grandfathered in, but I have trained many students and many people with doctorates. In fact, some other businesses in the Santa Clarita Valley have been people that have worked for me and then went off on their own because they were trained so well.
Yeah.
So, you know, people need to keep that in mind. And what's happening is insurances, Medicare Advantage, they're tricking people into thinking that they have hearing aid benefits. Medicare Advantage does not give a hearing aid benefit because Medicare does not pay for hearing aids.
Right.
So when they say you have scan and you have hearing aid benefits, it's not true. It's a discount program with a cheap hearing aid. It doesn't cost a lot. And you can get this hearing aid and then it doesn't work right. And I'm not going to do this because I already lived that dream right back there where I had to try to take a Volkswagen and turn it into a Mercedes.
Right.
You pay for what you get in life, and
That's
you have
true.
to understand that.
Right.
And don't be tricked. Maybe other medical services are good under the Medicare Advantage program. I don't know that. I only know about hearing aids. And they have these third-party companies that are coming in the middle of us after all our education. They are buying hearing aids from the manufacturers. They're contracting with audiologists and saying, we'll give you a fitting fee to fit these hearing aids that everybody's getting cheaper. But again, you're paying for that commodity. I want to get that across.
No, you have. I think that I've learned I know that we've had several conversations, but there's been some details in this one that I didn't know about. And I know that you're in regards to your 40 years of subject matter expertise, I can think of no one else that I would want to see to entrust something that is so critical and vital as your hearing. As a past musician, I got to tell you, if somebody asked me if I was going to keep my sight or my hearing, hands down, I can't imagine being without music and hearing that. So I've learned a lot from this. I want to ask one more question before we're coming up to the end of our interview. Where you are now, looking back, if you could give any kind of wisdom to your younger Nola self, so that those entrepreneurs, business owners embarking upon, they're early into their business, they've been hit with this pandemic. Historically, there's other things that come up. If one thing we've realized, forced evolution causes innovation, and it's a time to adapt, improvise, and overcome. But what would your self say to your younger self now, looking back as an entrepreneur and a business owner?
Well, I really wouldn't change anything that I've done. And I would have hoped, in a way that I had other people that really stepped up to the plate, that worked for me, that showed an interest in wanting to own a business, but not just saying they want to own a business, but actually living what I go through every day. People that don't own a business, they don't understand what it takes. They come and they get their paycheck and they're happy. But there's so many things, especially now, that are going on where you have to watch, like, am I going to be able to pay everybody? So many people have been furloughed and put on unemployment or told you have to take 2 weeks off and without pay. But they stay with their job because they're happy they have a job.
Yeah.
So what I would tell my younger self is, don't, try to get people to step up to the plate better, to help me. Don't try to do everything myself.
Yes.
And get the right people on the bus.
That's right.
So I think I just got a new audiologist who moved here from Colorado. She just graduated from school. And I keep telling her she's like a breath of fresh air for me. She wants to help. She wants to grow. She asks a lot of questions. It's so nice to have that and not have people especially your employees, take it for granted. Yeah. And that's what I would tell my younger self.
Great.
Is to try to give other people opportunities. And I want to say one more thing also. It's very important to get coaching, to get a mentor. Just because you're an entrepreneur does not mean that you know everything. I'm very good at sales, but I am always on a sales course. I'm always learning from other people. I don't pretend to know everything, and I don't know everything. And if you don't learn something new every day, that's not a good thing. So I look forward to learning something new every day. And like I said before, and I wasn't coached to say any of these things, but really, Lisa and Paul, they have so much wisdom. And Lee, I just met you, but
She does too.
But Lisa and Paul, I'm so impressed with all the things that they've done to help our community too, and help me with their ideas. And I think they really do know what they're talking about. And I don't think any of us can do this alone. You need to find somebody that you can bounce off ideas, that you can, figure things out. I always have a team behind me.
Yes.
And I have a marketing team. I have, people I can trust, like Lisa and Paul. And I'm, very grateful for living in Santa Clarita. It is the most wonderful community and most entrepreneurial community, and we all take care of each other. And even though there's like 275,000 people here, everybody feels helpful to everybody in this community. Yes. And I can't think of a better place to live. So, and have my business.
Thank you so much, Nola. We appreciate every word that you said. And I know that our viewers and those that watch this recording are going to get a lot of value out of what Nola has talked about. Nola, what's the best way for people who want to learn more about advanced audiology? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you to learn more about advanced audiology?
Okay, so we are located right in the center of town. We are located on Valencia Boulevard in the Owen Patterson Century 21 building next to AAA. There are 2 audiology places right next to each other. We are the ones with the purple sign because we love purple because we have passion.
I love
And so it's Advanced Audiology, 23822 Valencia Boulevard, Suite 103. Our phone number is 661-253-EARS. That's 661-253-3277. And
and your website.
our website is SCV, Santa Clarita Valley, advancedaudiology.com. And one other thing is we are following all the CDC guidelines. We are being very safe. We are immaculate. You cannot worry about getting sick in our office because we can't afford to get sick because we don't want to close again. So we are following all the guidelines in case you're afraid to leave your house. We are there for you. We are not having people sitting in our waiting room because it's not big enough to have everybody 6 feet apart. So we are scheduling appointments accordingly, and temperatures are being taken and questions. So you can be very safe at our office at this time.
Excellent. Well, I thank you so much. It's been a delight to spend this time with you and to learn from you. I learned a whole bunch of new things that I didn't before, and I thank you for that. And Lee, do you want to give some contact information about how people can get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Nola. So I'm located in Wichita, Kansas, in the middle of the United States. You can reach me at 316-440-9559 or leegray@actioncoach.com. And if you have an interest in joining us at 5 a.m. Pacific or 7 a.m. Central Time, we're going to be doing something really neat that the great Marshall Goldsmith has done very successfully. He's an executive coach, and we're going to be doing a 30-minute deal every Thursday morning to help you get some ideas about how to grow your business. So that's the way to get a hold of us. Thank you for today.
And how would they learn that? Do they go to your website to learn about Thursdays at 5 a.m. Pacific time?
Just send me an email and I will send you the link to join. We're going to do it on Zoom, and we're going to split up in electronic groups on Zoom.
Great.
Yeah.
And in closing, I'm Lisa Raggio with my brother Paul Raggio, and we own One True North. And you can go to our website at onetruenorthcoach.com. Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we have a complimentary meetup. We go through 8 different weeks of 8 different best business practices to help our business owners during this trying time. And every Thursday, we have a business spotlight, and we talk to a business owner or influencer that can make a difference in helping you navigate through these times too. So we look forward to seeing you next week, and thank both of you ladies for a delightful conversation. I wish you a rest of a great day.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.